This really is the return of the king. Viggo Mortensen is fantastic, and he is one of the best actors around. Hello once again, watchers of Good Movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Captain Fantastic. Now this is a film which has been on my radar for quite some time. I've seen trailers for this film multiple times in the theaters when I've seen other indie films, and this one just really had me interested because the main idea is that there's this father played by Viggo Mortensen. He has these 6 kids and he is raising them out in the wilderness. He has a strict physical regimen that they have to deal with, basically running miles up a hill all day. They rock climb, they do exercise, they do really good things to keep themselves all in very, very good shape. And then he also teaches them intellectual material. He has them read books which are basically at a college level. He has them reading Dostoevsky. He has them learning about high-level scientific concepts, and they have to analyze these things and talk about them and present about them and basically just figure out what these concepts are. They develop their own philosophies based on just things that they've read, and they can actually talk about them very, very fluently and intellectually. And so these are not stupid kids who are just like, oh, we know how to survive in the wild, but we don't know anything book smart. They're geniuses, basically all of them. There's an 8-year-old who knows probably more about politics and the Constitution and just Congress material than any even college level graduate. So it's not as if he is depriving them of like knowing things and being smart intellectual people. The thing which is the problem is once he takes them into the real world, you can kind of see how socially inadequate they are, because especially with the oldest son, Beau, played by George McKay, he has to interact with women a few times around his own age, and he just doesn't know how to socialize, and it's a problem that you see right away in the movie. And it does add some humorous elements a few times throughout the film, but it's still just like something that you can't really do out in the wilderness when you're interacting with your sisters, and as opposed to someone who you're sexually attracted to. And so it's just a very different element, and something in which he starts to realize is a problem. And then Viggo Mortensen is just denying that this is really an issue and that his way of raising these people is the best way for them. The chemistry of this cast is really, really good, and I really enjoyed seeing everyone interact with one another. I felt like the whole cast, even the younger kids, all got moments to shine in this film, and they were all just added something really unique to the movie, and some added more humorous elements than the serious stuff. The older kids added more of the serious elements, but I thought that they all did very, very good, because outside of Viggo Mortensen, they're the main cast of this film, and they hold it up very, very well. The music also adds a ton of different elements to this movie, which just add immense multitudes to it. And I just feel like a lot of these scenes just work so much more nicely just with the music element over it, as opposed to maybe if they didn't. I just thought the musical style, whoever composed it, fantastic job. I just thought that worked really, really nicely. And then there's also the idea of the real world versus kind of this natural element, this natural setup, because like I said, these kids, they are living in nature. They know how to survive in the wild. They know how to use weapons, and they can handle them professionally and safely without stabbing themselves or other people. And it's just a really interesting idea to see it when you have just kids who are grown up. They don't get lied to about anything. There's a point where an 8-year-old asks Viggo Mortensen about the ideas of rape and sexual intercourse, and he just tells it like it is. He tells what the concepts are, and it's just kind of an interesting thing to see, because usually we have adults just kind of hiding and trying to vaguely talk about these really tough ideas like suicide and mental illness and sex, and it's just not really something that you see just bluntly told to a young child. And I kind of like that idea. It's like, don't lie to kids, don't treat them like idiots, tell like it is, and they'll actually probably learn a lot more and feel a lot more educated and treated as an equal as a result. At the same time, like I said, you have that element of society where you have to socialize, and you have to be able to survive in the real world. They have no real knowledge of how to do that, and so once they have to explore it for themselves, it becomes a very interesting look into their lives and how they're actually able to survive, and how much they actually know outside of book knowledge. The only real issue that I had with the film is that There are like flashes to Viggo Mortensen's wife who dies really early on in the movie, and so that's the main reason why they go out into society to go to her funeral. And so there are kind of glimpses of her while he's sleeping where she's just kind of talking to him. I really would have liked to see a little bit more flashbacks to maybe how they decided to start up this new life together, and just seeing her interactions with the children, because it would have maybe added a little more weight to the reveal of her death. But the ending did exactly what I really wanted it to do. It was a fun ending, it stayed true to the tone of the film, and I was very, very happy with the ending to this movie. So guys, Captain Fantastic, it is a fantastic movie. This is probably one of my favorite films of July, if not of the year, honestly. It's probably going to be up there, maybe not in the top 10 by the end of the year, but it's a very, very good movie. Check this thing out if you have the opportunity. It is well worth your time. The performances are fantastic, the chemistry is very, very fluid, and I really enjoy this movie. So, guys, those are my thoughts on Captain Fantastic. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, for my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.